Ksenia solo.
Texting.
Awesome. So, Kris, last season we got to see a different side of Dyson, especially in Brother Faye of the Wolves. We got to learn about Dyson's past, including the fact that he used to have a pretty kick-ass accent. Did you have to do a lot of preparing to bring Dyson back to his warrior days for that episode?
Absolutely not. I wake up in the morning looking just like that. It was a great experience doing that episode, and it was a great opportunity to sort of broaden Dyson. Bringing the accent was a risk that Jay and our producers let me go with, which was lovely, and I've managed to bring it back a few times. But just whenever we can bring history and different layers to the show, I think that really adds to the depth of what we're doing. And as for preparing, it was just they gave me sort of free rein, and we just had as much fun as we could.
Now, Ksenia, in the latter half of season 2, Kenzie really proved that she's more than just Beau's claimed human. She's really proven herself as a valuable member of this team.
Did she now?
Yes, she did. Hello, standing up to that, Norn. Can you tell us if we'll see the consequences of some of her actions carry over into the upcoming season?
No. I mean, why bother? No, Kenzie would be pretty boring if she didn't have to pay for all her actions. So I think she just gets into a lot of trouble she could never even imagine getting into. So we get pretty crazy. I'm really excited about it.
Now, Zoe, poor Lauren went through the emotional ringer this past season.
That's mine. Get your hands off it. Sorry.
She just seems predestined to have to go through all of these emotional roller coasters. And I think the consensus from fans is we'd really like to see you find true happiness.
It's not going to happen.
I was going to ask if you'd like to see Lauren find some peace, or is it more fun to play the emotional, angsty stuff?
I don't know. I think we see her. There's a few fun moments in this coming season where she we might get after hours, Lauren. I think whenever I'm in bed with Beau, it's after hours, Lauren. Yeah, I mean, it'd be fun. She's pretty conservative, but I think what's kind of cool about her is that we don't know a lot about her, so there's room to do anything with her. I think she might rave on the weekends. There's a chance.
We've just scratched the surface.
That might happen this season. Yeah, we just have.
Now, Rick, in barometric pressure, we learned about a friskier trick from his earlier days. Would you like to see more of this for your character?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Ksenia. By the way, you can take the bartender out of the dal, but you girls need a drink or anything down there? Are you dry and all? Yeah, I do. I would like to see more of that. That was a lot of fun. That particular scene was a hoot to do. And Kyla Walker, who played Wei Lin, the Lude Wan. That was so much fun to say. It was brilliant, and it was a blast. And so, yes, I would love to see more of that.
Will there be any new lady friends for season 3 for the Trickster?
Well, it takes quite the lady to turn Trick's head, but you're gonna see his head turn, possibly.
Now, Casey, we found out more about your character's backstory in season 2. What do you think about Hale's decision to live apart from his family, apart from the wealth and the power, and to be more noble and be an overall do-gooder?
Hello? I didn't want to start something and then it wasn't working, so. First of all, I need one of those t-shirts, first of all. That t-shirt right there, that's lighting up. That is crazy. It's EQ, right? Sound. Yeah, it's an EQ. That's interesting.
Only Chris Holden-Ried would know that.
Yeah, what was the question?
so geeking out of
What do you think? He's serving the drinks.
I'm so glad I got that.
What I was saying was, what do you think about Hale's decision to live apart from the wealth and power of his family? Do you think this is commentary on materialism, or do you see Hale as perhaps a role model?
It's ridiculous. To be honest, he's broke now. It's stupid. Yeah, we want to do that. It's like Prince Harry leaving.
This
I
is how
should bring up
Casey.
Prince Harry right now, should I?
This is how Casey is different from Hale.
Yeah. But no, I think, you know what? He made a moral choice, really. I don't think Daddy's any good, to be honest. And, you know, I mean, where's Mommy? First of all, he named me Haley. I'm leaving. Forget about it. That's just ridiculous. But no, I think it was the right choice. I think as role model, he's a ladies' man. I don't know if that makes a good role model. But for his choice to leave, I think absolutely. He stands on his own 2 feet. And that's just the kind of individual he is. You can clap now.
That you would make that kind of a sacrifice for?
I would. He's sitting right over there. But, God, I don't know what would you sacrifice your love for someone you loved? I don't know. That's a slippery slope. You know, it's kind of a catch-22. I have always kind of thought that love is the answer. And you need it to make everything right. So if you take it away to make it right, I don't know. That was very convoluted. Apologize right now.
Now, some of you have some pretty awesome powers. Some of you have great human qualities that make up for not having powers. Is there any power in particular that you would like to see that your character doesn't have right now that you'd like to play with at some time?
Trick would like it if the rest of his group would actually listen to him. When he gives them advice, they'd actually do what he says. They kind of do, but then they'll go and use their own minds and think about, you know, it's never what he really wanted.
I always think that I always want Vex's power to sort of be able to control people. I'd like to read people's minds. I'd like to fly. There's a lot of things I'd like to do, actually.
Do you guys remember, and I think this is the right movie, I hope this is the right movie, Children of the Corn? That's what I want to do. I want to be able to block everything out. Like, my brain has to be a brick, so I don't have to hear Dyson whine anymore.
Okay, this is an old one for me, and it's copyrighted. You can't take it. I would want to be able to turn into organic steel that I could manipulate myself on a bio level. I wouldn't need oxygen. I would be immortal. I could touch metal and manipulate it at an atomic level. Make a samurai sword that was atomically sharp and cut through everything like a lightsaber.
You haven't thought about that
Stay
at all.
tuned for the incoming comic book.
I want to be a Smurf.
I can't
Be
beat
a
that
Smurf
answer.
like for a day? I don't want to have any powers. I might want to bake. There was Bakey Smurf or something. I want to be that. I want to be a Smurf.
I want to read Zoe Palmer's mind.
Did I say Bakey Smurf?
Yes, you do.
Oh. No, fine. Moments passed.
Now, I am always amazed by the gorgeous costumes you guys wear on this show, and I've actually seen a couple of people dressed up as some of your characters. Do each of you have a favorite costume piece? And are any of your costumes particularly difficult to work with?
Well,
Anna?
I remember when we shot our original pilot,
you know, you work with all the different departments when you're shooting. You've got the wardrobe department and props and all these great departments of which we have the most skilled people. And we were shooting the pilot, and I was, you know, I had put all these things on individually, but not all at the same time. And it was the scene where I'm battling Vex in the stripper bar. And you know, they kind of suited me up for the day. I had on my crossbow and my knife and on my hip and in my boot. And they called action, and I was just hitting myself in the head with the crossbow as I walked. I couldn't do anything. I looked nothing like a superhero. But you know, we figured it out in the end. So sometimes it is a little bit challenging, for sure.
We are so lucky, Ann Dixon, who created really the look of the show. As we always say, we have, you know, custom fitted pieces, and her creativity and the work she has done. Frankly, I think we've never looked better. So thank you, Ann Dixon. It's so wonderful. Huh?
Is she here?
No.
No.
I
I'll
wish.
tell her. Oh, sorry, I'll tell her.
Okay. But sometimes, you know, on like hot days when we have, you know, tight leather pants and corsets, and it's like plus 30, and you know, Anna and I are running in some graveyard, or I don't know, through some forest, and you know, sometimes it's a little challenging, but it adds to the feeling, to the flavor, so we don't complain too much.
Oh my god, and all I was gonna make a crack about was how sweaty asses add to drama.
And that's the end. Thank you for coming.
What are we talking about? I
Costumes. Are they hard to work in?
I'm a guy, you know. I mean, I believe I speak for all the guys. We're kind of lucky that way. Yeah. I mean, the worst we have to do is take off our clothes, to be honest. We have to worry about fat content and all that jazz, which is joy.
So true.
Oh yeah. So I was just riveted. I couldn't even. Yeah. Over and over. You know, I don't know. I kind of, my lab coat is a huge piece for me. Like, if I'm not wearing it, I feel a little odd. I feel best on the show when I'm in it. I feel like a doctor. The only scene we're missing, I think, from the show is the scene where all I'm wearing is the lab coat. That's it. That's all.
Yeah.
Are you listening, Jay?
He's writing it down.
Lab coat, nothing else. All right, he took a note. We're good.
Duly noted. Yeah, no, I agree with Chris. It's, for us guys, it's nothing, it's whatever. As long as I have my hat, I'm happy. You know, that's it. And I guess the trickiest part is sometimes I have hair, sometimes I don't. So we always have to adjust the hats accordingly. Sometimes we gotta stick some foam in it, and because I got a peanut head. So we have to stick foam in it, and then I grow hair, and then we gotta pull the foam out.
It's not inside of his head.
Yeah. So that's my biggest issue when it comes to
The guys
wardrobe.
have it so easy. Like,
Yeah.
I have someone to wrangle my boobs to make sure they're even.
Don't reveal all our
Higher than the
secrets.
Oh, we do some wrangling. We definitely do
We all help wrangle.
Yeah, my leather pants in 213 barometrics pressure, they were warm. It required some wrangling. They are an awesome pair of pants. And I feel most like Trick when I'm wearing leather.
Now, it's no secret that fans are divided between Team Lauren and Team Dyson. So, you, Chris,
Are you divided?
what's it like to compete with each other for most affection?
Yes.
Well,
How do we possibly describe this love triangle? Because it is a
You've done a
triangle.
pretty good job on the show describing it.
Really? We've never even talked about it. The subject hasn't even been breached.
We should say the word triangle on the show once.
That's true, we should. Hi guys, how's it going?
Photo op.
It is, you know, I'm
Dyson
feeling,
Lauren photo op.
as soon as I get close to Zoe Palmer, I calm down. I just want to talk.
We play guitar on set together.
We do, and we sing songs. She taught me how to play my last song, actually. So,
well.
No. But that's not her fault, that's
Does
my
it
fault.
very well.
Yeah. Sorry, love triangle. We just demonstrated. It's like, it's not a challenge at all. There's so much love going on here that we all just play off of each other. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
We have a good set. I tweet bad things about you when you're not looking.
She knows I never read tweets, so. I don't know, what do we talk about? How do we describe
I don't
it?
think we've ever talked. This might be the most we've ever said about it together.
Honestly, I was going for a threesome, but it didn't happen. I thought that would be excellent closure and a way to breach the team. Divide and fall. Together we...
My grandma watches the show.
Sorry.
Just to play a little devil's advocate, Anna, who's your favorite?
Oh my gosh.
Must not be named.
What did we just awaken?
Dark Fae powers just kicked in.
Oh no, it's the Garuda.
Okay. My favorite.
I'm right here.
I'm so ready to be crushed.
I think I might have a favorite.
This is the first. This is news, people.
But I cannot tell you who that is.
I'll give you a hint. It's neither of us.
It does change a little, you know.
His name is Seth Cooperman.
For the three of you, what are your thoughts on portraying Lauren and Dyson as, equals, as equal romantic rivals, and not just making it simply a choice, a forbo between a man and a woman?
I think that's always been a really strong way that our writing and production team have put that together. That has never been about that. It's just about and it's not even so much a man and a woman. It's more of a human and a fae, and it's just about the limitations that they
Yeah,
offer.
that's exactly right.
Thank you. Sorry.
I meant that one. Well done. Keep going.
I've run out. Can you take over, please?
I really like that there's like such an equal draw to both of them. Like they're both so appealing and intriguing and sexy, and I'm saying all these nice things about you guys. But they really are. They're equals. And that's a real pull for Beau, which I love. I love that, human, not human, man, woman, whatever it is, it's a really equal divide and equally intriguing to Beau. And I've always really liked that about our triangle.
And I
It's
think
challenging.
just to sort of, I think the fact that it's never referenced, the fact that it's, I think the only thing that has come up is the fact that I'm not Faye and what that could mean for our relationship and my finite life and all of that sort of thing. And it just doesn't come up, the fact that it's a male and a female, which I think is kind of groundbreaking in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I think that's one of the cool things about the succubus. The succubus character is not gender defying. She needs sexual chi and love, and wherever she can find it, that's where it comes from.
She's falling in love with a frog next season.
Now, there's no denying the chemistry that all of you have on screen. Are you guys friends in real life? Do you guys hang out besides at Fan Expo every year?
I think that we're very lucky because we have a great cast and we have great chemistry. For real, I know, like, it'd be really cool to tell really high drama stories, but the truth is, we all root for each other on set. We all really love and have really taken ownership of our own characters. We support each other. You know, sometimes we fight a little like a family would, but it's nothing bad. And I think
apologize.
we're pretty lucky.
Go ahead, Zoe.
No, we do. We're friends. I love you. I love you, love you, love you.
Love you lots.
Did you say love again?
Love you lots.
It has crossed over a little bit in a weird way, though, because the other day I was doing a scene where I was in a towel, and I was sort of going back to set to finish the scene, and I saw Rick, and I was like, oh, Rick, to go give him a hug, and I'm like, no, I can't, you're my grandpa, and I'm in a towel. So we hugged later.
It was a weird moment. It was like, oh yeah, no, you're right. Go.
No, it's been great. I mean, you kind of find yourself, it seems like each season you gravitate to someone else more. You know, it's kind of interesting. You know, we've taken trips together, some of us. We've, you know, go to others' functions. I tried to sleep over Chris's once, he wouldn't let me. So I
It was just that he wanted to spoon. Yeah, I'm okay with playing Xbox and crashing on the couch.
I'm speechless now.
Yeah, we're very supportive of each other, and you know, acting with these guys is like the best gift ever. So,
Absolutely.
we are a
Yeah, we are
family.
the luckiest cast ever, aren't we?
Yeah.
We love
Okay, switch. Okay, and I do have to give credit to Jay Firestone, who's our executive producer.
Absolutely.
For putting together this cast. High for this group. You know, he knew that this dynamic would work, and he was right. So, yay, Jay.
Yeah, okay.
He literally does not stop working. He's the hardest working man in the world. He really is. The fact that he's not working. Are you working right now? You are. You're making deals somewhere.
Okay, enough about Jay, what about me? Anything? Anyone want to say anything?
He wanted to spoon with me too, which I also thought was weird.
Not even in my
And you
You were
have
the doll too. It was
peanut.
totally inappropriate.
Self-admitted it.
You can't stop spooning with people. Why is that? What's going on? Are you all right?
Oh, this is an intervention.
Thank you guys so much for coming.
We love you, Casey Collins.
Just in case you haven't noticed, Zoe, you're one very funny woman. Lauren has her moments. She's had a couple of funny moments here and there, but she's always so much more serious and responsible. Do you want to see a wild and crazy Lauren at some point?
I don't know. Do you want to see that? I think it's the lab coat episode. There's body paint and a lab coat and a monkey.
Doc's gone wild.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be fun to have an episode where she, I think we do. I think there's a couple things coming up in this season, if I remember correctly. But, I don't know. It'd be weird to see her lose control completely. She's so controlled. But yes, ultimately, yes.
Now, Chris, I know this is going to be a really tough question for you. What's it like to be the hunk on the show? And what do you think attracted the producers to you for Dyson?
God. I know it was a couple things. One, the fact that I picked Anna Silk up in the screen test and we broke the drywall in the audition room together when we were making out because we threw each other into the wall. The hunk on the show, I don't know, it's such a funny, it means not eating carbs. It means, having to look like Jay Firestone. And, no, it's It's fun. You know, I love it. It's great. It's actually given me the opportunity to get in great shape again. I used to be an athlete and then kind of let it slip away as I became an artist. Now this is like giving me the opportunity to get back in shape, and it's a lot of fun. But I mean, I don't want it to be something that goes over everything I do. I don't wear tight enough pants to be a hunk, in my opinion.
Now, Rick, now, Rick, your character is, you know, he's powerful, he's wise, he's
Thank
the
you.
go-to guy for whatever anyone needs, you're who they go to. You get to give all of the crazy explanations, you get to use the lingo. Do you like the fact that you bear the weight of that responsibility for the show?
Yeah, it's difficult having the responsibility of being a hunk. Oh wait, that's not my question. Actually, it's interesting because the fake characters in the mythology, what I do in terms of preparation before the scene where I have to tell a monologue, like when in the outtakes when it's like, the thing's gonna do, what is this? I tend to think of the character, and I think of when maybe Trick would have come across this character in his real life and in his life and had interacted with it, so that it gives it that emotional connection for myself. So when I'm telling them the story of whatever they're going to go attack or being attacked by, I have some sort of feeling of personal connection to that character, and so it helps me connect to it and tell that story that's, you know, words that you've never ever read before or said before. So.
Has there been what's the most difficult word you've had to say so far? Is there one?
Yeah, the one I've blocked out. There was a drink at one point that I'd learned, because the drink was called Blackthorn originally, and then it changed to Hawthorne. Do you think I could remember that? And then there's about probably 15 or 20 other ones that I've had trouble with throughout. But we get it eventually. I get it down.
He always gets the job done. With style and panache.
Now, Ksenia, some of the tears this past season were because of you, because of your breakup with Nate. How hard is it for you as an actress to go from, you know, the more comic role that you play on the show and being the comic relief in a lot of cases, to the more serious tone of that scene?
Can we just take a moment to remember Nate? I feel really lucky as an actress. I think one of the greatest lessons I've learned is that you never want to get comfortable, because then you stop growing and you stop evolving as an artist. So Kenzie really keeps me on my toes that way, because I never know which emotion is coming next, and it's a really delicate balance, and the fact that I get to kind of experience two of the extremes. It's really, like I said, it keeps me on my toes, and I love that, because I love a challenge. So thank you, Kenzie, for not letting me get bored.
Now, Annie, you've had some seriously tough battles to fight in seasons 1 and 2, and a lot of stunts, and from what I understand, you do a lot of them on your own. Have you ever been hurt? And do you enjoy the athleticism of the role?
I do enjoy. How about now? Okay, I do enjoy doing a lot of the stunts. It's really fun. I mean, you know, and it really kind of informs the character. Bo can kick ass, and there's times where I actually feel like I'm kicking ass. I'm not, but I really feel like I am. So it's really, really fun. And I think in the first season, I always have an annual leg injury on set. Not bad injury, but first seasons was by far the worst. And I had hurt my leg really badly because I was rehearsing this kick that I wanted to be awesome. So I was rehearsing, and I rehearsed so much that I couldn't walk the next day, and I couldn't walk properly for 2 weeks. And as a succubus who heals, we couldn't have that on the show. So there's several shots of Ksenia and I and Chris and I that were sort of filmed from the waist up, and I'm holding their hand while we walk underneath to try to look a little smoother, you know. We worked our way around it. But So, but for the most part, I don't get hurt. I get to work with a really great stunt team, really great stunt doubles, and really great actor doubles too, who are incredible. So it's a lot of fun. I'm really lucky that I get to do it.
Let me just say one thing about how much Anna Silk has changed in the last 3 years. When we first started working together, you know, she was pretty girly, and you had to be really careful about what you did with her. Beginning of this season, we had like a sort of fight sequence. She kicked my butt. I had to try to restrain her, and I couldn't. She kept breaking away. I was like, Jesus, this woman has gotten strong. Like, honestly, you've gotten so much stronger in the last 3 years. Good on you.
Casey, you mentioned earlier about Hale being a bit of a womanizer. Are you that smooth in real life? And did your fan base increase after that shirtless scene? You had mentioned before about your character being a womanizer. And did you, are you that smooth in real life? And did your fan base increase after you took your shirt off in season 2? And we all thanked you for that.
This is a very common moment.
He uses hand cream non-stop.
Hello, does anyone have any hand lotion?
I'm having deja vu.
So not only does he like to spoon, he's always constantly lubed.
He's a slippy spooner.
We love Casey Collins! No, I am not that smooth in real life. No, absolutely not. I mean, I love, you know, KC loves people, so he can never really be a ladies' man because he loves people in general. And my grandma raised me, man. You know, so with regards to,
She didn't give you ladies' man tips?
with regards to, I don't know if you guys heard that, but I hope we should get Anna to translate because we have some French guests. So she's good. She's good. With regards to, I mean, taking my shirt off. No, the fan base didn't go up. I don't think. No.
Yeah, it did.
What do you
Did his
guys
fan
say?
base go up when he took off his shirt? Yes, it did.
But one thing I must say is.
Okay, I'll do it.
No, one thing I must say is that I really appreciate all the comments on like Twitter and Facebook. It was phenomenal. You know, Chris is an amazing hunk. He's a very humble hunk. I would never want to even attempt to take that role. It's not.
He took
fun.
it and ran with it like as far. I couldn't catch up. I'm like,
Impact, oh.
He played some bluegrass on his washboard stomach, too.
It's I'm so embarrassed right now.
Do you know how happy I was getting to like stand in front of that 8-pack? That was like, it was intense. I wasn't even expecting that. I was like,
You forgot your lines
I
every
can't.
take.
What? I don't. What? Who?
NAR
What's my
moment.
name?
No
And
acting required.
Casey is smooth. Casey and I worked together on a TV show years ago. We were both guest stars on a TV show where he was a hitchhiker and I was the stupid girl that picked him up. And we met on set that morning and he literally glided towards me, shook my hand, got into the trailer beside me, and all I could hear was, "When I move, you move." Just like, who is this guy? I'm sorry, Casey, I know it embarrasses you, but that's how smooth he is, okay?
So, do you still want it to be more about you, Casey?
Like I said, we love Casey Collins.
My cheeks hurt. Move on.
So now here's something for all of you. Some of you we've seen flashback episodes. For those of you who haven't had one or would like to have another, Where in time would you like it to take place if you were to have a flashback episode in a flashback scene in an upcoming episode?
As long as Trick is never too young enough that I get to keep playing him. You know, I don't want to see Trick as a teenager. That won't fly. But early in his life when he had family, I'd like to see more of that.
I'd like to see Bo when she was like 6 or 7 years old. I'd like to see what she would have been like when she first started interacting with other kids her own age, and would there have been any sign of her fayness then? It would be kind of cool to see.
Yeah, I think I'd like to see Kenzie around 8 or 9, just see her in her home with her mafia dad and crazy mom, and what that was like, and you know what led her to kind of run away and live on the streets, and I think that'd be really fun. Not fun, you know, sad. But fun, sad.
So fun to explore tragedy as an artist. In the safety of our little artistic world. I guess for Dyson, 3 words: quest for fire. Yeah. Right of you get that reference? Thank you.
I want to see the party animal that Lauren was in university. I don't know, yeah. I think I want to see fast forward episode. I want to see Lauren in like 20 years. I want to know what that Lauren is.
Kenzie and Lauren are dead, everyone else is alive.
That's right.
Sad but true.
I'm moving with you.
Just like that. I'm gliding, baby.
We've created a monster.
Really have.
I don't know, for Hale, I think I would like to see a little bit more of the family life, to kind of, you know, see, you know, how we got along with, like where the issues came in. And that's it. Hey, are you just like Dyson? Nice.
Well done.
Thanks, brother.
Are there any Hales out there? I think that's what he's really getting at.
That's not what Yeah. We're gonna burn that guy later.
Speaking of Hale and Kenzie, some of my favorite episodes are when the two of you team up and become this little dynamic duo, and we got to see that happen again in season 2. Will we get to see you guys work together again in season 3?
We got some drama coming. Things get quite complex.
As life does.
As life does. That's right. I mean, what more could you expect?
But I think as a combination, we could rival any like team out there, any sort of comic book hero. Actually, that's the wrong place to say that. But that's how much confidence I have in our abilities as a team. I think we'd be good as a team. Yay,
Thanks,
team.
Casey. Yay, team.
Now, before we throw this over to some fan questions, I have a question for all of you. Our audience has really grown, even more since we were here last year at Fan Expo, as you can see from the crowd that's here. Does it surprise or maybe even amaze you that even as we're approaching a 3rd season, that you guys are still bringing in new fans?
It is such a huge compliment to us. Thank you so much. And, you know, we have so much fun, and we're just so happy that you guys are still entertained and you know, in love with these characters as much as we are. And really, thank you. It's so incredibly humbling. We love seeing you guys. We love talking to you on Twitter and all the social media outlets.
Tell them more.
That was my heart thumping with love.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, you're hearing.
Anna?
Yeah, these things are crazy.
Anna, don't put your hand on the aerial.
Microphone 101.
It's really great to see, like you said, the audience has grown. We have such a diverse audience. You know, I meet people who say like, I watch this with my wife, I watch this with my son, I watch this with my grandma. It's like, it's so, and it's kind of a family show in a weird sort of way, depending on your family. But, it's really an honor to do something that you love doing with a group of people that you love working with.